Part 2, Mechanism, the difference between thoughts and thinking. Why do we even think? The survivalist brain. Okay, so if thinking is the source of all our emotional suffering, why do we even bother? Why did evolution equip us with this tireless mind? The answer is simple: survival. Our brain, from an evolutionary standpoint, is an ancient, highly effective security system. Its primary single-minded function is to scan the environment, compare to past experiences, and frantically predict future threats to keep us alive. It's a marvelous tool for escaping a tiger or figuring out how to build a shelter. But here's the problem. This fantastic survival tool has a huge limitation. It's excellent at helping us survive, which we've mostly done, but it is terrible at helping us thrive. When we rely on this old alarm system for happiness, peace, or contentment, it inevitably defaults to its core programming: fear and anxiety. Think of your brain as a brilliant but outdated piece of software. It's still running the fight or flight program, even though you're not in the jungle anymore. Every little perceived slight, every ambiguous email, every challenging deadline, it treats them all like a potential threat that needs to be analyzed, worried over, and controlled. This excessive use of our brilliant brain, trying to figure out life and solve emotional problems through sheer force of will, is what Joseph Nguyen calls overthinking. It locks us into that anxious state, draining our energy and peace. The crucial distinction, thoughts noun versus thinking verb. To escape the suffering, we need to get extremely specific with our language. In this philosophy, there's a massive difference between a thought, noun, and thinking verb. Thought, the noun. A thought is like raw material, like the clouds passing in the sky. It is pure neutral energy. It's the constant, automatic stream of words, images, and memories that just show up in your head without any effort from you. You cannot control the arrival of a thought. It is a natural phenomenon, like breathing. It is often described as coming from a universal, infinite intelligence. Thinking, the verb. Thinking is the act of behavior. It's when you grab onto a specific thought, analyze it, judge it, obsess over it, and build an elaborate story around it. It takes effort, energy, and willpower. This is where all psychological suffering lies. The difference is simple. You can't stop thoughts from appearing, but you can stop the act of thinking about them. If a thought pops up, "You're going to fail," that's a simple thought noun, a neutral piece of mental energy. It floats away in a second. But when you actively think verb about it, why am I going to fail? Who said I'd fail? What if I fail exactly like last time? I need to make a 10-step plan not to fail. You've just created a powerful, exhausting, and painful reality. The thought-o-meter analogy, the red zone. To visualize this, imagine an instrument panel in your mind, like the dashboard of a car. But instead of measuring speed, it measures your thoughts per minute TPM. Let's call it your thought-o-meter. When you're deeply engrossed in a hobby, laughing with a friend, or truly focused on a challenging but enjoyable task, your thought-o-meter is low. The mind is quiet. This is the green zone. This is where you feel energized, creative, and at peace. But when you start actively thinking, worrying, analyzing, judging, planning for the worst, your thought-o-meter starts to climb. You enter the red zone. Joseph Nguyen's crucial insight is this. When you feel immense stress, anger, or burnout, it's not because you're having a bad thought, but simply because your thought-o-meter is maxed out. It is not what you're thinking that is causing your suffering, but simply that you are thinking. The sheer quantity and velocity of your mental activity are overloading your system. Why positive thinking is not the answer. Now, you might be wondering, okay, if my bad thoughts make me miserable, shouldn't I just try to replace them with good thoughts? Shouldn't I just practice positive thinking? The answer, surprisingly, is no. You don't need to force positive thinking. Here's why. Joy, peace, love, gratitude. These aren't the result of great thinking. They are our factory default setting. They are what we naturally feel when our mind is quiet. If you have a beautiful, clean, clear glass of water, you don't need to add anything to it to make it clean. But if you stir and mud your stressful thoughts, it becomes cloudy. Positive thinking is like trying to stir in a little extra clean water. It doesn't fix the mud problem. The real solution is to stop stirring. When we quiet down the mind, when we stop the effort of thinking, the mud, the negative thoughts, naturally settles to bottom, and the water returns to its original, crystal clear state of peace and well-being. As the great philosopher Lao Tzu advised, stop thinking and end your problems. This is a freedom we are moving toward. The realization that the less we think, the more we simply allow our natural state of well-being to shine through,